Hey everybody, David Essel here, getting us to slow down once again, and this time it's going to be to slow down for love. I have this most amazing story, and I'm going to share it out of my book, Slow Down, The Fastest Way to Get Everything You Want, published by Hay House. I had a woman come to me a number of years ago, and this is very typical, you know, she was single, and I have single guys doing the same thing. Single woman comes to me and says, David, you know, I've followed all of the most amazing books on relationships, on how to set intentions and get specific about who you're looking to bring into your life, the perfect partner, and I've got his height and his weight and the amount of money he makes and the color of his eyes, and she went through this whole amazing list. You know, I'm sitting there looking, listening, going, wow, this is really intense, you know. And she goes, and I've been intently looking for this person for the past several years, and you know, no matter what book I read and I try the next thing and I'm not attracting that person. You know, like I'm wondering if you can help me out. So I looked at her and I said, well, what I'm going to tell you, you may not like to hear, but I'd throw that list away. And she said, what? And I said, I'd throw those characteristics away. I really would. Your height, your weight, the money he makes, and where he lives and all that. Just throw it away. And she said, but this is what all these best-selling books are telling me. And I said, well, I know, and it hasn't worked, though, has it? It's been a number of years, and it hasn't worked. So let's toss it, and let's start from scratch. Well, begrudgingly, she put it away. But she wouldn't throw it away, but she put it away. And we started talking, and I said, what are you looking for in characteristics? You know, like, that's what I want to know. What are the characteristics you're looking for? So we listed them. You know, someone who's really honest, and someone who's funny, and someone who's a great conversationalist. And she went through all these things and listed them out, and I said, that's who you need to be intending on. So she shook her head a little and said, you know, I don't really know if I can buy into this. There's too many books that have told me the other way. And then I said, well, you know, that's fine, but it obviously hasn't worked, so I'm going to ask you to be open-minded. Well, she left and I never saw her again. You know, we had a whole series of sessions planned, but I think I might have worked with her twice. Never saw her again. Number of years later, I'm at a conference speaking, and I get done, and there's a line of people after my presentation that wanted to ask some questions. So I'm going through every person. Then this one woman is standing there at the very end of the line. She's waiting, and then she said, do you remember me? And I looked at her and I said, you know, faintly, but I really can't recall. And she goes, well, I'd like to meet you for coffee tomorrow morning. I was a client of yours a number of years ago, and I have an amazing story for you. And I said, absolutely. So we met for coffee, and here's her story. It is so cool. So she left my office, and she said, I never returned. I never really thought that I needed to return because I thought my way was the right way. And she goes, I know the characteristics were important, but I kind of blew it off. Well, a few weeks later, I'm in having lunch with a friend of mine. Let's call him John. I don't remember his name. But, you know, John and I are laughing and having fun, and he goes up to go to the restroom, and one of my best girlfriends comes from across the room and goes, oh my gosh, who's your new love interest? And she goes, David, I looked at her and I said, what are you talking about? She goes, who's this guy? The energy between you guys is just amazing. It's off the charts. And my former client looks at her and says, it's just John. We're just friends. We have lunch every couple of weeks, but there's nothing here at all. And she goes, hey, sister, I tell you what, I'd have you think twice about that. You guys have this amazing connection. I can see it from across the room. Well, anyway, by then, John was coming back, and so her friend said goodbye, and she left. So my former client finished lunch with her friend John, and then she went home, and all night she's thinking about it. You know, could she be right? I mean, could this guy be someone that I would actually want to date? I don't think so. I'm not attracted to him. And so the next week went by, and the next 2 weeks went by, and she kept thinking. She couldn't get this out of her head. You know, like she had said she wanted someone 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyes, muscular, and you know, this guy was short and kind of pudgy and bald. And then she went on with all and he doesn't make the money that I had written down, and she just kept going on and on with all the things he wasn't. And then she started to think about what he was. You know, he was outrageously funny, that he had a really great depth of communication. He was incredibly considerate and compassionate, and all of a sudden all these characteristics started coming up. Well, the next time she got together with him, she started to pay more attention, and then the next time and the next time, and all of a sudden she found herself falling in love. And she's telling me the story of her coffee, and she said, David, he's my husband. And I will tell you what, I don't know if you believe in soulmates, but I do, and I have mine. And there was this amazing glow about her, this incredible glow, you know, that she had taken all the stuff away, you know, the physical characteristics, the money, all that kind of stuff that she had thought were so important. And instead, she put in there and started looking at the true reality that so many of us forget about. And it doesn't mean you can't have both or a little bit of both, but we need to be able to compromise in love. We need to be able to look at someone and not say, oh, well, I needed them to be this height or this age or this income or this whatever. There might be some kind of flexibility here that opens the door to real connection, to a real love. I'm going to ask you to be open-minded today. If you're single, I'm going to ask you to be incredibly open-minded to love, to look at someone with different eyes, someone who isn't, quote-unquote, the perfect physical, financial, or even spiritual person that you're looking for, but someone that might have an unbelievable amount of characteristics that are ideal for you. Let's all do that today. If I can help you in any way and help you become more successful in love, contact me at talkdavid.com. Of course, we have more stories like this in the book Slow Down and tons of articles on our blog about love, and also on our YouTube videos about love. So check it all out. And if I can help you, again, contact me via talkdavid.com. I'll look forward to that. Have the most incredible loving day, and keep your mind wide open when it comes to love. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.